Breaking overnight, a minor shot in the hip. What we're learning about the ongoing gun violence in the city and the new legislation the mayor's office is pushing to tackle the problem.
Our dangerous heat wave continues to end the week. Temperatures could break records. Dew points have already broken records. We'll update you on how this heat wave is historic.
Learning from home how the dangerous heat is already keeping some Metro East students away from the classroom.
Our back to school tour continues. I'll tell you what changes are scheduled here in Parkway as a result of a recent bond issue, and we'll be entertained by some enterprising young people this morning.
Signs of success, an update this morning on how new technology in St. Charles County is keeping you safe.
An historic hotel could see new renovations. The meeting happening today that could give the building new life.
Putting passion on a plate.
I don't know, I just woke up one day and said I'm going to do it.
The French chef showing us how to achieve the American dream.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Crepes. A live look this morning at 6 o'clock over the football field at Parkway West High School as the sun begins to come up in the east. As you can see down there, if you look real close, some athletes already practicing this morning. That way they can avoid the heat of the day later this afternoon. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, August the 23rd. I'm Renina.
And I'm Michelle Lee. We just want to say thanks for joining us, including those of you who might be catching us on 5 Plus this morning. We have Paul Cook in the house, keeping an eye on traffic, construction as always, and then Anthony talking about this excessive heat. We're in a weather alert.
Yeah, once again, we're waking up with temperatures and fog that's very steamy. You probably saw from the horizon a little fog developing. So the weather is really unchanged from yesterday. The only thing that's going to be different today is we may break a record when it comes to our actual air temperature. In fact, the record today is 102. And we will come just shy of that, expecting a high of 101. We actually did hit 100 yesterday, and 116 was our heat index at the highest. So the heat continues today, 83 at Lambert, but 70s everywhere else on the map. In fact, Lambert always runs warmer because of the asphalt. And remember that black asphalt, wherever you're at, pets, kids, it's hotter, very hot. Close to 200 degrees when it is this hot. So numbers this afternoon will be up near 100. In fact, by lunchtime, we'll already be in the low to mid 90s. We'll talk about some relief on the way. Yeah, it's coming by the weekend. That is in just a few minutes. Let's get over to Paul now and see what's happening in the world of traffic. Good morning to you, Paul.
Good morning, Anthony, and great points about the asphalt. It expands and it can cause you to have a buckling going on with some delays out there. Okay, so right here, I wanted to first look at 270 and 44. We could delay there in the next 20 minutes. I'm seeing higher than normal volume. And then real quick, this is at 44 and 55 where you already have construction. Can play havoc on a car as well. Brakes, tires, that kind of heat. And you see there's a semi that is out of commission there. Overall right now, a lot of green, a lot of little turtles, but we'll take a look at what's going on coming up in just a few minutes to see if we have any more delays, guys.
Thanks so much, Paul. We are following some breaking news at 6:03 this morning. A child was in St. Louis City 2 hours ago. Was shot. It happened just north of downtown on 16th Street. Details are limited right now, but police say the minor was shot in the right hip and taken to the hospital. No word on a condition this morning, but we are working to find out the age of the victim, what led up to the shooting, and if there's any threat to the public. We're going to give you an update once we hear back from police. In the meantime, we know that this shooting marks the 51st minor shot in the city so far this year, a number that is way too high.
And right now, St. Louis Mayor Tishaura Jones is taking action to tackle gun violence. She proposed gun safety policies that would prevent the transfer or sale of guns to minors and prohibit insurrectionists and people convicted of hate crimes from having guns. Mayor Jones calls gun violence a public health crisis.
Gun violence is a plague, and its painful touch has stung families across our region, and their experiences are sadly not unique in our city.
Now, about 12 hours ago, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey gave a warning to Mayor Jones, saying her proposed gun legislation would violate the Second Amendment rights of Missourians. The Board of Aldermen is expected to take up the new gun control legislation over the next several weeks.
In the meantime, this morning, the dangerous temperatures mean schools in the metro are making some changes to keep students safe.
This morning, our Sydney Stallworth is live at Granite City High School with more on why officials say students need to stay home this morning. Sydney?
Well, Rennie, Michelle, students here at Granite City High will be learning remotely for the rest of the weekend. It all starts today. Now, district officials say it's because of the old AC system inside the buildings. Apparently, it can't cool the building efficiently. So students will be learning remotely until Monday, August 28th. And this isn't the only school in our area making changes because of these triple-digit temperatures that we will be dealing with this week. Over on the Missouri side, high school athletic departments are having to make some changes. DeSmet has moved football practice to later at night to avoid practicing during the hottest part of the day and postponed its week 1 game against Kirkwood to 8 p.m. kickoff just to keep the kids safe. Now, other schools like Hazelwood Central have moved practice to early mornings. Now, our 5 on Your Side crew took an infrared thermometer out on DeSmet's field yesterday afternoon. And guys, get this, the turf temperature was almost 145 degrees.
Out on that turf, it's going to be hot down there, and you know, teams that have the ability to get off their turf and get on grass this week are doing that. We're blessed to be able to do that. We've been up on grass all week, but those games Friday night are going to be on turf, and those are going to be hot.
Now, since we're talking about games, the Missouri State High School Association requires that water breaks be taken each quarter over in Missouri, and the trainers have to check the temperature regularly. Now, here in Granite City, I did mention the students are going to be learning from home, but it's up to the Illinois State High School Association to determine whether or not the athletic activities are going to continue. Reporting live in Granite City, I'm Sydney Stallworth, 5 on Your Side.
Thank you, Sydney. This morning in Granite City, they aren't the only kids who are having issues with the heat this week. This morning, the Francis Howell School District has altered some of its back-to-school plans. In a letter to parents, officials say they're working to keep classrooms cool by providing fans and relocating some students. Some schools are also keeping kids inside during dismissal. They're also reworking some bus routes to help prevent overcrowded buses and are asking parents to consider driving their children.
Well, our back-to-school team coverage continues in the Parkway School District, and Alex Fees is joining us live at Parkway West High School as kids are starting to get into the swing of things once again. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, Michelle, good morning. The sun is rising in the east and students are turning out at West, and they've been here for quite a while already this morning. Now, joining me now live is Superintendent Dr. Keith Marty. Dr. Marty, thanks for being here, sir.
Morning.
What's going on behind us here in the football field? Do your students just practice round the clock?
Round the clock these days. Well, to combat the weather, the coaches are using the opportunity to get the athletes out here early. So we have, I think we have cross country, soccer players, and field hockey. So I think this is a great opportunity.
Right, so it's not football, but soccer, cross country, and field hockey. I saw them, they're doing planks at the 50-yard line at 5:30 in the morning. You're very impressive.
Well, it's been, you know, we are very concerned about safety, and we want to still give the students an opportunity. This is still a little preseason time, and they're getting ready for the season, but I salute them. I'm very proud of them.
I do as well. Dr. Marty, Parkway started Monday, so
Yes.
you're a few days into this. How goes the back-to-school season?
You know, it's been great. It's wonderful. I have to say I've been in, you know, maybe a dozen schools already. I'm going to continue that this week, and the spirit is good. I think everybody is really enjoying being back. You know, that people dread coming back a little bit, but boy, the door opens and the teachers are welcoming and the students are excited and seeing one another again. We're off to a great start.
Okay, and you all are just a few months into a brand new bond issue passed last fall, a monster bond issue, Prop S, $265 million, but a no tax increase bond issue,
Correct.
right?
Correct, yes.
4 new swimming pools at the high schools.
That'll take place over the next several years, yes.
Okay.
Well, they're not going to be, they'll be updated, but certainly
Right,
they'll be
renovated.
renovated, but they'll be very, very much looking new, yeah, definitely. I have to thank our community has been very, very supportive with our bonds and time I've been a superintendent.
A lot of cycle maintenance involved in
Yes.
that, as there is in any typical bond issue, but also new storm shelters and an early childhood center,
Early
correct?
Childhood Center, and then a lot of technology updates and a lot of classroom technology as well as updating our cameras and for security reasons.
Those storm shelters, that's kind of a new addition for the school district mix these days, right?
Yes,
Where are your storm shelters going to
North
be?
High School and Riverbend Elementary, where we are doing some additions. So anytime you add additions to schools, you have to do a storm shelter by new state law.
All right, Dr. Keith Marty, what else is going on here with the first week of school?
Well, we're excited to welcome a lot of new teachers. I think we had over 100 new teachers at Parkway, and certainly A lot of late registrants, but welcome a lot of new students. So we're very, very happy.
All right, so thank you, sir. We want to give our cheerleaders who have turned out their due here. The West High cheerleaders.
Everybody do that
Go.
Longhorn Rumble. Everybody do that Longhorn Rumble. Everybody rumble. Everybody rumble. Everybody do that Longhorn Rumble.
See?
Oh, the Longhorn Rumble.
Yeah, because they're the Longhorn. Yeah, spent a lot of Friday nights to that field back when the days when my son played at Parkway Central. That was their rival.
They look great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what else? Everyone is looking great with their first day of school photo.
Oh,
So
let's
let's take
see.
a look. This is the interactive map that we're
Dun-dun.
zooming in.
Dun-dun.
Pictures from all over the world coming in. And we've got some great, some great pictures. Back to school at Viz, 6th and 9th grade in Northwest. This is Eureka. We've got Afton High Juniors driving. Oh, watch out. Oh, and that little baby. Well, I don't know
Not
who's
yet.
going back to school,
Not yet.
Dad or the baby. All right, well, keep your.
Taking the kid to school.
Listen, I don't know your life. All right, you can send your pictures in right now through the 5 on your sign up. Just scroll down to the orange back to school section on the main page to submit. You can see it right here on Today in St. Louis. If you're cute, everyone's
wow.
cute. I'm just kidding,
We'll
everybody's
take.
cute.
Speaking of cute, Anthony.
Well, I don't know. Thank you so much.
You just brought it down.
Yeah, well, that was fun. I was enjoying that. I was kind of caught off guard, not ready to do this weather. Let's talk about the school bus forecast. We are starting off a little steamy, just like yesterday, and we'll have high temperatures climb near 100 degrees, perhaps as high as 101 today. And with that, I want to remind you of Cool Down St. Louis through the week. Of course, they are accepting donations any time of year, but just keep them in mind, especially now that we're in this heat wave. Some folks just cannot afford to run the AC nonstop. They help those folks, so help them out if you can. We'll talk about our 7-day forecast that's coming up in just a few minutes.
A sign of hope, how new technology in St. Charles County is already working to protect our community.
And possible changes to an historic building downtown. The proposed multi-million-dollar renovation slated for the hotel that overlooks I-64.
It's the biggest night of the presidential primary season so far. We preview which candidates are taking the stage for debate night in Milwaukee.